Hey everybody, it's GobletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing this week's Midweek Magic event, Jump In. For those who don't know, Midweek Magic is the weekly free event that rewards us with 2 random rare rewards, as well as a mystery cosmetic. The Jump In event is a format where we're going to be taking 2 20-card theme decks, shuffling them together and playing with those. We do get our choice out of 3 different themes twice in a row, and that's how we select what we're playing with. So without further ado, let's check out our themes and choose our packets to see what we're playing with today. First off, we have Arcanist, which is about wizards and instant and sorcery spells. We have Bewitching, which is about the Coven mechanic from Innistrad. That is a mechanic that rewards you for having 3 creatures, well, 3 different powers of creatures on the board. So having a 1-power creature on board, a 2-power creature on board, and a 3-power creature on board will make all of your Coven cards stronger. So cards like Homestead Courage allow you to spread out your +1/+1 counters to make sure your powers are all over the place. And then we have Double Team, which is from Alchemy Horizons Battle for Baldur's Gate, and it's going to be using the Double Team mechanic that allows you to put a duplicate of one of your creatures into your hand when you attack with it. So a really good value ability and just a really great aggressive archetype. I think I'll go with the Double Team deck to start it off for some Boros aggro. And for flavor reasons, I'm very tempted to go Double Team Double Trouble, because that's just hilarious. But we also have the Mishra packet, which is going to be based around Mishra from the Brothers' War. A lot of artifacts in here with Mishra Excavation Prodigy to discard them, get some mana, and have some cards with Unearth. Recruits is going to be a soldier-focused deck that has a lot of enlist abilities and 1/1 soldiers and stuff from Dominar United. And Double Trouble, I'm assuming, is just a really aggressive red deck that has a lot of the cards that care about attacking with exactly 2 creatures, like Creepy Puppeteer, and there's like a 3-mana 2/3 vampire that flips if you attack with 2 creatures in 1 turn. So just for the name, I'm going to go with Double Team Double Trouble, but don't worry too much about your packet selection in this Midweek Magic free event, because again, we have all the time in the world to get our wins here, so it's whatever sounds the most fun to you. So here's a look at the deck that it's given us here. Looks like a really nice aggressive curve from the Double Team deck, as well as just the Double Trouble mono red aggro. Yeah, looks super strong. It's exactly the card I was thinking of. The Alluring Suitor that flips when you attack with exactly 2 creatures. Some stuff like that with the Creepy Puppeteer. Yeah, super strong looking deck. Let's go grab our 3 wins, shall we? Alright, here we are for game 1 of the Jump In Midweek Magic event, and this is going to be a mulligan for me. I'd keep it in most regular limited formats, but in Jump In you do get a free mulligan, and I think this is a little worse than our average 7-card hand because it's mono-colored and a little slow with multiple 5-drops. This doesn't seem much better, but I don't think it's worth a mulligan down to 6 cards. So our opponent is on green with Gate to Manorborn starting things off for them. Green-red it is. Dropping down a Death Bonnet Sprout that mills them a bit, and then once they have 3 or more creatures in grave, becomes a 3/3 that can keep getting bigger by exiling those creatures. Very fun, very cool card from Innistrad. Ooh, and they milled a Brambleworm, so they got a little bit of extra value there. That's going to be one of the creatures they need towards the Death Bonnet Sprout, and later on they could exile it for some life if they want. And here's a tapping at the window. Look for a creature to put in their hand and put the rest of the cards into their graveyard. They draw a Circle of the Land Druid, which is another great self-mill card. They've got a ton of self-mill going on, lots of synergy in their deck. So let's see what we have here. Nothing for 3 mana, so we probably just play the Gate. Pretty cool to trade the Perforator into the Death Bonnet Sprout, since it is going to turn into a 3/3 soon. So they're going to take the trade. Alright. Pretty happy with that. Trade our 2/1 up into their 3/3 that might get bigger. 4th mana from our opponent and a Circle of the Land Druid. Mill 4. When it dies, they get to put a land back into their hand. That's fine. Mace of Disruption. This is way too much text. Well, that's really bad. we have to have a duplicate for it to do anything. So I guess it only works with double team cards. I should probably still pay that mana up front and get that out of the way. But we're not going to get that perpetual +1/+0 for a little while here. But now we got that initial payment of 2 mana out of the way since we weren't going to be doing anything else with our mana this turn, unless I wanted to hit for just 2 more, but I don't think that's the play. Alright, Shadow Beast Sighting is a great card. It's going to let them drop a 4/4 onto the board and do it again with Flashback. Once they have 7 mana, they'll recast Shadow Beast Sighting from their graveyard. Alright, cool. Trade the Warriors of Tiamat off, and now this Warriors, once I equip the Mace to it, is going to get the perpetual +1/+0 triggers. So that's where we get the Mace of Disruption value. So they're flashing back the tapping at the window, drawing a Willowgeist, which keeps getting counters when cards are removed from their graveyard for any reason. Pretty spicy. Just going to go Warriors of Tiamat, put the Mace onto it here. Start juicing that card up. They could double block Stinger, and then I'll kill the Willowgeist. That seems fine. Alright, chump block on Warriors of Tiamat. The Willowgeist is going to get bigger because they're going to put a land from the grave into the hand. Pretty spicy. That is it for now. Now a recast of Shadow Beast Sighting. Attack for 3. I think I'm going to go ahead and burn the... Yeah, I'm going to burn the 4/4 so I can get in with Warriors of Tiamat and keep making it bigger. They're down to 8 now. We've got a race on our hands. Suppose it all depends on what else is in their hand here. They have 4 more cards to play around with. Ready to rumble. Well, goodbye, Warriors of Tiamat. And they're going to gain a bunch of life with the Bramble Worm. Put them pretty far ahead in the race, and the Willowgeist is a little bigger again. And go Null Hunting Party. Put the Mace onto that. 5 mana, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 mana to play around with. So I play the squad in the party. Yeah, don't draw the card, but I gotta just get some creatures out and keep racing. That's a really bold attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I just killed them on the crackback. I think that's too bold of an attack. I think I just double pump Stinger and they're dead. Yeah. Alright, well. Unfortunate for our opponent. They did not see the fire-breathing ability on the Voldaren Stinger, but we'll definitely take it. That was not going super well in our favor if it weren't for the ability to get that big crackback there. So, nice stuff from Voldaren Stinger for sure with the hidden fire-breathing ability. We're going to be 1 victory down. Let's get our first random rare reward here. It is going to be Omnath, Locus of All from March of the Machine. Very cool card. And speaking of March of the Machine, if there's any of my regular viewers watching this that are looking for more March of the Machine draft and sealed, I would like to apologize real quick here. I did have Magic Arena crash on me during the sealed event I was recording today. It was a really weird crash where as soon as I clicked to join round 2, it started loading into the round and then crashed 3 seconds into loading. Every time I rebooted Arena, it just crashed until round 2 was over. Then it loaded up fine, but it gave me that round 2 loss. So kind of ruined that sealed event for me, so I went ahead and applied for reimbursement, and I'm playing some chill Magic instead for today. Just going to play the Midweek Magic event rather than sealed, so apologies about that, but some technical issues with Arena there today ruined my hour and 20-minute long sealed recording session. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play a whole nother sealed event. We're just going to go for a Midweek Magic today. Alright, here we are in game 2 of the jump-in event. A really slow hand, a bunch of 4s and a 6 mana card. This is a little cheaper because we can attack with creatures, but when we have a free mulligan, this is the kind of hand I'm happy to mulligan away. This is a bit better. We have both of our colors, and we have a turn 2 play. Sacred Peaks does come into play tap, so we have to wait a turn. But we've got some 1-drops to play early in the game, and Ashnod's Harvester is the start from our opponent. That card is phenomenal. It's a 3/1 for 2. It keeps exiling stuff from graveyards, and it can be unearthed for only 2 mana to hit us one more time. There's a Goring Warplow, 1/1 Death Touch for 2. Card's less good. I'm pretty fine with that. Take my 3 damage for now. Do I want to haste a Voldaren Stinger? Not particularly. I think I'd rather hold up Tyr's Blessing on the Blessed Hippogriff. Kind of awkward we have the limited rebalanced versions of the Alchemy cards. Back when I drafted this format when it first came out, it was only 1 mana to cast Tyr's Blessing, which was like super sweet. Still good at 2 mana though. Still going to be solid here. Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. Well, there is their rare from the black packet that they chose. Pretty strong one. Whenever they deal combat damage to us, they lose a life and draw a card, so we're going to make sure to trade off into both of their creatures here. I'm not going to be attacking too much, so I'd rather just have the Stinger die, but I will save the Cobalt Warcaller with Tyr's Blessing. And then I will kill Gix with something. I don't really want to imprison it because its ability to draw them cards is a static ability. It'll still happen even if it's imprisoned on the board, so I'll kill it with that. Rending Flame. Pass the turn. Saravok the Usurper, another very strong card with a very powerful triggered ability. So I need to kill that with not Sea Tower Imprisonment again. Just any other removal spell but Sea Tower Imprisonment. We're going to give the Dread Knight haste rather than hitting for 1 this turn. Gixian Skullflayer. Alright, that's another must-kill card, but that one only attacks and blocks, so we can kill it with a Sea Tower Imprisonment. And I don't need to kill it immediately. I can just jam in for 5 right now. It'd be fine. Yeah. Pretty fine to jam in for 5. With our Trample Haste card, and that leads into a big flying attack next turn if we want to stay aggressive. Playing a Hippogriff with haste is going to make it 7 flying damage. We might be able to outrace them enough that we don't even need to play Sea Tower Imprisonment. Alright, Battlefield Butcher, that's another card we can completely shut off with the Imprisonment because it does stop activated abilities, just not triggered abilities. Alright, Honeymoon Hearse is probably the worst card in this deck. Not that excited about drawing that. Yeah, if I imprison one of them, then I do have a big enough attacker to get past the other one. So I'll imprison the Butcher, stop them from making us lose life with that activated ability. Conjure a Soldier of the Watch. Oh, I forgot it conjures it onto the board. For some reason I thought it conjured it into my hand. That is a busted removal spell. Uh-oh, combat trick. Well, that's not the worst combat trick for us because we still get the trade. We just don't get to keep our Dread Knight on the board. But we still clear out the Skull Flayer. Hourglass Coven. Did not miss you. From Alchemy Horizons Battle for Baldur's Gate. Card is pretty nuts. 3/3 that gives them 2 cards with varying, very powerful effects that are also 3/3s. So we're going to have to kill them in the sky, and we're going to have to do it quickly. So I hope they don't get any life gain. They got the life gain, which... well, bummer. It's going to take 3 attacks to kill them in the sky, but that's my only hope here. Just light speed away. Yeah, it's going to take like 5 attacks because they're going to constantly gain life. I'll discard this Soldiers of the Watch, and then if we play Liara, then this one's going to get +1/+1, since it has the same name as a creature in our graveyard. What does that do? It lands or casts permanents from cards in their graveyard that were put there from their library this turn. So not much. Right, unearth the Ashnod's Harvester. Ooh. Attack everyone, you say? Oh, I guess they do get to exile the soldiers to stop Liara. I guess they didn't know about Liara. That's kind of a genius read from them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would go to 3 life. I could haste out a Perforator. Attack with everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could haste out Liara and Perforator, then attack with everybody. They block at 2, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, because Perforator hits them right when it attacks. I think I kill them on the crackback if I don't block here. Just barely. I think I do. They block a 2 power creature, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they survive with 1 life or 1 damage off. If they didn't exile the Soldiers of the Watch from grave, they would have been dead. Wow. I don't even know how they did that right. I guess it was just the top card of our graveyard, so it was the simplest. Well, it's pretty close for against an Hourglass Coven. Just gonna decline and go to 0 right there. 1 loss under our belt. Alright, here we are on the play now with a turn 2 Liara. Seems pretty good. Our opponent's on a green-blue deck. And they must have started playing Magic Arena a long time ago because they have a very unique username. Very impressive to be the one and the only Alex. Got there before anybody else. Alright. Our curve is not the greatest here. It only targets other... yeah, I was going to say. I don't think we get to double team Liara on herself. We do not. Hopefully they try to cast some kind of removal spell here, but I don't think a green-blue deck is going to try to destroy Liara right now. So I don't think I'm getting Blessed Hippogriff value. Okay, Gate to Tumble Down is the draw. Probably just play the Foragers. Post-combat. Get my discard draw card, looking for an untapped land to play Dread Knight next turn. There's the untapped land. Alright, we're curving out. Not perfectly, we didn't have a 3-drop or a 1-drop, but we are playing more aggressive stuff than our opponent. Oh, they got a 3-color jump-in packet? Oh, they got Domain with Niall over there. That's pretty sweet. I can still attack with the 4-3 here, so I think I'm going to do that and drop the Dread Knight post-combat. Rather than just spend a removal spell initially. I'll spend the removal after I have a little bit of a wider board state, and I can hit them for even more damage by clearing a path. Dread Linnorm, buff the Niall, make her a 4/6. We've got 12 power on the board. If they don't have another instant to save Niall from removal, and then Sea Tower Imprisonment closes out the game, so we'll try it. That's 12 damage on the board. Niall is pacified and cannot block. Attack for 12. Ooh, a bite down to kill one of our creatures here. Alright, so they just take 8. They're down to 4, and we pass the turn. Now they cast the Dread Linnorm, get a 7/6 on the board, but they can only block the Dread Knight. They take 4 damage from our other 2 attackers, and we find lethal with our current board state. So this should find us our second victory for our second random rare reward. Don't even have to cast anything, we can just slam in with the squad. They trade into the Dread Knight, take the other 4 damage. And there we go. And now for our second random rare reward, we get some gems from Streets of New Capenna. Always happy to get some gems, because I don't play very much Constructed. I just play a ton of drafts, so getting more gems gets me a little bit closer to another draft. So heading into hopefully the final round, grab our third victory, and grab our mystery cosmetic reward. Alright, here we are for what is hopefully the final game of Magic for today. Hopefully grab our third victory in this Midweek Magic event and grab our mystery cosmetic reward. Not a great opening hand, we don't have any creatures to play until turn 4. We've got an equipment with no creatures to work with it. Combat trick with nothing to work with it. We're going to have to take the mulligan here. Alright, so we're going to take that free mulligan here, and this hand looks super reasonable. Turn 1 Kobold Warcaller looks sweet. Going to give basically every creature we play for the rest of the game haste. Our opponent is starting off with a turn 1 Ecstatic Awakener. If they get another creature on the board, they can sacrifice it to turn this into a 4/4 and draw a card, which is a very nice deal. Super sweet card all around. Pretty okay with trading into that. I think I'm going to go for the Perforator first. Get that extra damage going. Oh, if they're going to blast my Warcaller. Then I think I'm still going for Perforator first, because I don't really want to buff this up with Duskguard's ability. If I can use Duskguard to give my Blessed Hippogriff +1/+0, that'll be really sweet. So I'll try to do that. So we'll go for the Duskguard next turn, and then the Hippogriff on turn 4 as a 3/3 flyer. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. During their end step, they can sack an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. And then they either make me lose 2 life and they draw a card, or I have to do the same. This doesn't attack well into their 3/3 anyway. I'll sack the Perforator there. Okay. Resistance Squad. I don't have any humans in my hand. No, it doesn't do much. I think I'm still playing Duskguard to buff the Blessed Hippogriff in the future. Sack the land. Alright. Go for it. Now let's play our Blessed Hippogriff as our 3/3 flyer. We'll definitely offer the trade with the Duskguard. Should have attacked first, then played the Hippogriff post-combat. That way if I wanted to, I could use a Tyr's Blessing to give the Duskguard indestructible if they blocked, but I don't think they would have blocked it all anyway. Phyrexian Rager, lose life, draw a card. Pretty solid card. They are down to 13 now, and we can start hitting them for 6 damage a turn in the sky. We could kill them in 2 attacks, because we have a Burn the Accursed to do an additional 2 damage. So that seems pretty sweet. Oh yeah, with Daybreak Combatants, definitely kill them in 2 attacks. I think I'd rather hold up the Duskguard to have a good blocker for Braids, and send in these 2. Because that still hits hard enough to kill them in 2 attacks without Burn the Accursed. And again, it holds up a much better blocker against their 3/3. There's a Tattered Apparition for a flyer. If we hit Burn the Accursed, they are dead. But now we have to hit it to kill them, where they would have just been straight up dead otherwise. Okay, sack a land. I'm going to decline that because we're trying to top deck one. We don't top deck a land, but top decking a Sure Strike is also enough to kill them. Give one of these +3/+0 and hit for 6, which will be lethal. And there you go. That'll be our final victory for the Midweek Magic event, and we're going to find out what our mystery cosmetic reward is. It could be any cosmetic on Arena, be it card sleeves, avatars, card styles. But there are more card styles than anything else, so more than likely we're just going to get a card style. And there's more parallax card styles than anything else, the 3D effect. Those are my least favorite style, and they're the most common, so those are the most boring prize. So I have my fingers crossed for anything other than a 3D parallax card style. Let's see what we get to end off the event. Ooh, alright. Let's go. We got a card sleeve, and it's the Kappa Cannoneer, I think. The Blastoise, the turtle with the gigantic cannon on its back. That's super cool. Alright, great reward today. I'll take it. Kind of won the lottery there, but that's going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons very much for supporting this channel, and thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the algorithm to send you some more. If you'd like to hang out with me live, you can check out the Twitch link in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.